and welcome to India, a story in the making.
I am Lavina Tandon and welcome to a special High Five India edition of India, a story in the making.
From making waves in the world of business to now being an author.
For Hamish Morjaria, a businessman by profession, it was his love for history and storytelling that inspired The Curse of Mujiris, the first book in his historical fiction trilogy published by Pan Macmillan India. In this episode, London to Bollywood, the journey of a first-time author, Hamish shares his story of identity, belonging, and perseverance, along with invaluable tips for aspiring authors. With Bollywood already showing interest in adapting his trilogy for the big screen, this is a journey you won't want to miss. The full episode link is in the description, and for a sneak peek, enjoy the High Five India Rapid Fire Questions segment.
What is the one thing about India that the world does not understand?
It's history.
Okay. If you could go back in time and be one character of your book, who would you be?
Jayesh.
Tell us about Jayesh a bit more.
So Jayesh is our first century trader, and it's a gift that you'll rarely get. I get to tell his whole life story. So he's the guy who starts this big trading empire. He's the guy that builds the relationships with Rome. He's our first century traveller who goes to Alexandria and sees, who goes to Rome, who builds these things, who understands what happens in Jerusalem at the fall of Jerusalem at the temple. So he's our character. He's that guy. He's the Forrest Gump who witnesses history, but he doesn't know he's witnessing all these great things. And so he's the first of his generation, his family, his people to travel the world.
Is Jayesh you?
No.
In real?
No.
You had to make Jayesh a Gujarati, a trader. Yeah?
He had to be a trader. So he got those traits, but his sense of adventure and his ambition is more broad than I could possibly imagine anyone being. But this was actually happening. This kind of level of trade was happening. So there were these, I would say Gujarati type of traders there in the first century who were saying, "Hey, look, these Romans, they've got a lot of cash. Let me sell them something." And also, what was interesting, just going back to that, I know this is a quick round, but
yeah.
They sold pepper as the cure for everything. So it was medicine, it was spice, so whatever they had, they were telling these guys, no, this is what you use this and it will work. And they sold them the dream. It was good.
What makes Gujarati a good tradesman?
I think it's culture, isn't it? Because we have that caste system where they actually, and it's like when I wanted to be a historian, my family said, no, you're going to be a businessman. I think in that caste system, they said, right, you're this caste, you're a Kutchi, so you're going to be a builder. You're a Gujarati, so you're going to open a shop. I think it was our culture, wasn't it? And it drives the children to do what they're told they're going to do. So it becomes self-fulfilling in that way.
If you could go back in history, because you love history, who and which historical figure would you like to meet and what would you ask?
I think Ashoka has a lot of pull for me because as far as we can see from the history, he transformed from being a warmonger and staging these bloody battles where thousands and thousands of people died to actually discovering religion and expanding his empire in a peaceful way. And I think that transition and then having an empire which was broader than currently the whole of India in a peaceful way, that's very rarely been done by anyone. So I think that will be a very interesting story.
Brilliant. Could you give me one more question?
Of course.
Who has and what has been your inspiration all this while?
My wife is my inspiration. And we went through some,
So lucky.
health difficulties in that period of time, which some people see on my socials. And it says at the beginning of in my book is that showed me what courage was.
And I have to read, I haven't read the book, which I will. He's written a beautiful message and I want to, so I'll read this. For Kalpa, who has shown me what true courage is. That's Kalpa is his wife. Very, very, I'm holding my tears. But I also want to read, the next page says, a small body of determined spirits fired by an unquenchable faith in their mission can alter the course of history. Mahatma Gandhi. It requires that courage and that thirst, I think, to do what you've done.
Thank you.
Huh? That's
Very
wonderful. Really wonderful. I will give you a high five.
Thank you so much. We got it.
We got it.
We got it.
For aspiring writers, this episode is an absolute treat. Please do subscribe to the audio version of the show on Apple, Spotify, Audible, or wherever you get your podcast from. For videos, head to my YouTube channel, Lavina Tandon Official. Your support means the world to me. So keep the journey alive and the conversation going. Thank you, take care, and God bless.